Greetings, fellow book enthusiasts. Welcome back to Timeless Tales and Thoughts. Today, I'd like to share with you the reading challenge that I set up for myself for 2026. Last year was the first time I ever set a reading goal challenge for myself, and I set it at 12 books in 12 months. I came super close and read 11 books last year, so I decided I was going to try again. And in 2026, I set myself the goal one more time for 12 books in 12 months. And this year, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make 12 books in 12 months and maybe even exceed my goal if I'm persistent enough. So far, since January 1st, I have completed 3 books and I am in the middle of my 4th. So I thought I would take some time and go back and share with you the books that I've already read, as well as moving forward. After I finish each book, I will share those with you as well. So the first book that I read in 2026 is part of a series that I have always enjoyed since I read the very first book, and it is Dan Brown's The Secret of Secrets. This is part of his Robert Langdon series. If you've read Da Vinci Code or Angels and Demons, this is part of that series. And this was an incredible adventurous story. For me, there was just enough adventure, action, mystery, suspense, and there's even a little bit of romance in this one. It's super sweet, and I enjoyed this book so much. For me, it was sitting on the edge of my seat, nail biter, page turner that I did not want to put down. It was hard. And to me, that is the sign of a really great book, when you don't want to put it down and you just want to keep reading and reading and reading. Dan Brown's Robert Langdon series is incredible. This one is science-based. The theories in this one is more science, versus if you've read some of the earlier ones, they're more religious and ancient organizations focused. This still has some interesting secret organizations involved in it, but it's a little bit more science oriented than the earlier novels. So what has Robert Langdon been up to? Let's find out. The world's most celebrated thriller writer returns with a stunning new novel, a propulsive, twisty, thought-provoking masterpiece that will entertain readers as only Dan Brown can do. And he's absolutely succeeded at that. Whoever wrote that little synopsis, I 100% agree with you. Robert Langdon, esteemed professor of symbology, has traveled to Prague to attend a groundbreaking lecture by Catherine Solomon, a prominent noetic scientist with whom he has recently begun a romantic relationship. Catherine is on the verge of publishing a breakthrough book that contains explosive scientific discoveries about the nature of human consciousness, revelations that threaten to disrupt centuries of established belief. When a brutal murder catapults the trip into chaos, Catherine suddenly goes missing, and her manuscript is destroyed. Desperate to find the woman he loves, Langdon embarks on a thrilling race through the mystical landscape of Prague, ruthlessly hunted by a powerful organization and a chilling assailant sprung from the city's ancient mythology. As the action expands to London and New York, Langdon plunges into the dual worlds of futuristic science and historical lore, navigating a labyrinth of codes and symbols, and finally uncovering a shocking truth about a secret project that will forever change the way we think about the human mind. What I love about Dan Brown's books is they make you think. In this case, it made you think, or at least it made me think, and wonder if there was some sort of secret organization out there right now working on the ideas in this book. Or even if it's not now, could there be something like this down the line in the future? You never know. And it makes you think, and it makes you think about the things that you thought you knew about science and history and religion, and It's definitely a thought-provoking story with a lot of mystery. I love the mystery and how he keeps you in suspense and guessing. There's characters in the story that you would never have guessed were the person that they turned out to be. The way he writes and the way he keeps it going and makes you think, oh, somebody else. Oh, it has to be this person. And that's exciting. It was exciting. It was super exciting because it makes you think, it makes you guess. And I absolutely love the stories. One of the things I love most about this story, hold on, I have to remove the dust jacket here for a second. One of the things I loved about this book is it kind of gives you a map of where the action is taking place in Prague. Having never been to Prague myself, it was very helpful that throughout the story I could kind of go back and see, oh, that's where they are. Oh, this is where that's taking place. Okay, that's what they're talking about here. So that was a great addition to this story, being able to kind of go back and see that map of Prague as I read through the story. Sometimes I didn't know how to pronounce some of the words in my head, and I had to look those up too, like how do you pronounce certain places. So that was a little interesting as well. But this book is top of my list of books to read if you have not, or especially if you already love Dan Brown and especially the Robert Langdon series. You have got to go pick this one up. Top of the list. Was it my absolute favorite book in the series? Probably not. I think that one is reserved for Da Vinci Code. But this one was just as excellent for its own reasons. And again, like I said for myself, this was just a perfect blend of action, adventure, mystery, suspense, and romance. I hope that you will give this book a chance because it absolutely 100% deserves the opportunity to be read by you. And also, if you have not read The Lost Symbol, you should read that one first because not a lot, but some of the characters from The Lost Symbol return in this story. And if you don't read The Lost Symbol, then you don't know who those characters are and how they are related and connected to the character Robert Langdon. So make sure you read Lost Symbol before you read this one. But absolutely 100% make sure you go and read this story if you are a fan of Dan Brown and the Robert Langdon series. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and as always, happy reading.